What if the person you ignore every day is the one quietly solving the problems everyone else overlooks? Wait before you judge. The janitor who solved the school crisis flips the script on every stereotype you've ever believed about heroes, classrooms, and what it means to see someone. This isn't a cheerleader montage or a "nobody believed in me" sob story. This is a subtle, powerful narrative about presence, patience, and why attention matters more than assumptions. From lockdown panic to hidden circuitry, this janitor's calm determination turns chaos into clarity in the most unexpected way, challenging a debate as old as human nature. Do we judge too quickly or listen too little? Tonight, you'll discover that the quietest people sometimes carry the loudest lessons. Stay with me. This one rewires how you look at ordinary life. Hey guys, today we're standing in the quiet hallway of Redwood Middle School, where the floors shine a little too clean, the lockers line up like rows of sleepy spectators, and that weird smell of wax and old pizza still hangs in the air even after the cleaners have left. It's early morning, just before the first bell, and you can hear the echo of your own breath as you walk past windowed classroom doors. In a moment, you'll meet someone who most kids barely notice, but whose ordinary actions start to ripple through the entire school. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're at it, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is in your part of the world. I love picturing this little global sleepover we're having. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You first notice him because of the broom, not a flashy entrance. No cape, no theme music, just a plain wooden broom with bristles that have definitely seen better days, held by a man who moves as if he's softly scared of making noise. He's middle-aged, a bit stooped, wearing the standard janitor's jumpsuit that's a shade of dull gray no one would purposefully choose. His name tag simply says, Mr. Calloway. You might walk right past him on a normal day and not give a second thought to the way he sweeps the cafeteria floor like he's uncovering secrets buried in the crumbs. But today is not a normal day. The teachers chat near the staff lounge, sipping lukewarm coffee and scrolling on their phones. One of them mentions that viral PTA post about the cafeteria pizza being suspiciously identical for the 5th time this month, and everyone laughs like they've been waiting for a reason to use the eye roll emoji in real life. Someone jokes that it's obviously a secret government experiment, and another posts the rumor to social media with the caption, Redwood pizza, conspiracy, or comfort food. And within hours, the hashtag Pizzagate, not that one, starts trending among parents and teens alike, mostly in jokes, but with a sprinkling of people who are genuinely invested in questionable cafeteria cuisine theories. It's funny, right? But underneath the laughter, there's a deeper, quieter energy in the school, a kind of buzz that something different is happening here. You notice how Mr. Calloway moves through the hall, soft footsteps, sweeping in circles, nodding at custodial closets as if they're old friends, touching the edges of bulletin boards like he's adjusting invisible frames around memories. He never raises his voice. He never complains, but he watches. Oh, he watches. Not in a creepy way, just with this attention that feels like a hug and a question all at once. It's odd for a janitor. Most janitors are background. They're part of the soundtrack. Clink of a mop bucket, squeak of rubber boots, hum of fluorescent lights. But Mr. Calloway's presence feels like a foreground sound, just barely present enough you can't ignore it if you pay attention. At first, nobody really talks about him. He's simply the guy who keeps things clean and refuses to let the cafeteria floor become the Bermuda Triangle of unidentified stains. But the kids notice him. The shy ones. The nervous ones. The ones who think when no one's looking, and they breathe a little too loud in their own ears. They see Mr. Calloway offering a small smile that seems to mean something. I see you. To the kid who's staring at his locker as if it's a life-size puzzle. And then there's you, You're not a teacher, not a janitor, not a star athlete or a viral sensation for throwing paper airplanes at 80 metallsammanpintiads. Yes, another hashtag for that exists. You're somewhere in the middle, quiet, observant, and suspiciously good at noticing details that other people write off as nothing. You first really see Mr. Calloway when you catch him lingering near the hallway where the wall tiles meet the floor. He's paused, not sweeping, just looking at the junction where dirt tends to collect, like he's looking for patterns. You don't know why it unsettles you a little. Teachers still debate whether observational instincts are innate or learned, that some people are just born to notice the subtle spaces between moments, or whether it's something you build by accidentally tripping over your own feet enough times that you start paying attention to why they slipped in the first place. You don't know the answer. You just know that as you walk past Mr. Calloway, something in your gut says, watch him. The first real conversation you have with him starts with a dropped textbook, not dramatically, just clatter on the tiled floor while you're walking through the science wing. You kneel to pick it up, and he's already there, holding your notebook as if he knew it was going to fall before it did. "Thanks," you mutter. Cheeks warm enough to register on a thermal camera. "You're welcome," he says, voice low and sure, like polished stone. "You dropped your balance." You blink. "Balance?" you ask, mentally pointing out that you dropped a book, not a yoga pose. He shrugs, a tiny motion like he's admitting he's not sure either. "Words," he says. "People drop them all the time. Sometimes books, too." His eyes are kind, not condescending. Kind like someone who has collected kindness the way most people collect stamps or high-score trophies. Like he keeps kindness and sometimes dispenses it like change from a vending machine. You say nothing more, and he goes back to sweeping, but this moment hangs in the air like the last note of a song. Something in the way he spoke. No big performance. No jaw-dropping theatrics. Just a simple idea. People drop things all the time, including words, including feelings, including ideas about who matters, and that's strange for a janitor, isn't it? Most of your life, you've been taught to judge people by their roles. Teachers teach, students learn, principals administer, cafeteria workers get overlooked. But Mr. Calloway doesn't fit neatly in any of these boxes. He's not loud, he's not showy, he's not trying to be wise or viral. Yet somehow, even though he barely speaks, people, even older kids, find themselves telling him things they don't tell their friends. One day, you catch him talking quietly to a 7th grader who's hunched by the lockers, trembling like a leaf in a storm of lunchroom rumors. Mr. Calloway isn't sweeping, he's just listening. The kid's face is red, eyes wide. And when he sees you watching, you notice he's clutching a crumpled note that might once have been important. Mr. Calloway doesn't flinch, he just keeps listening, as if the silence between words is where the real message lives. Later, you ask your friend about it. Your friend says, "Oh, he's just weird. Old people always think they understand us." But you're not so sure. There's something in the way Mr. Calloway's eyes stay gentle, even when he hears things that would make most adults flinch. And as you head down the hallway, the intercom flickers, and someone announces another routine assembly. Obligatory fire safety this time. Cue board yawns and backpack slouches. Yet even as you walk, you can't shake the feeling that today might not be just another assembly. Because sometimes, what looks ordinary isn't. And Mr. Calloway, broom in hand, might quietly be the one who notices what everyone else has missed. You take your seat in the auditorium, 5th row from the back, close enough to see the stage, far enough not to get called out. The usual chatter floats through the air like static electricity. You've been to 100 assemblies like this before. Someone talks, students zone out, phones glow under hoodies. Today should be the same, except it isn't. Because 10 minutes in, right as the fire marshal's giving his deadpan spiel about extinguisher placement, there's a flicker, not of the lights, of energy, like the air shifts. You feel it before anything happens, that low hum of offness. Maybe it's the way someone near the exit is fidgeting too much. Maybe it's the way the vice principal's eyes dart to the back corner like they're scanning for something specific. You can't quite place it, but your stomach does a little flip. The kind it does right before pop quizzes and bad news. Then it starts. A shriek, short, sharp, then cut off. Everyone jolts. The fire marshal freezes. For a second, no one moves. Then chaos. Students half rise, teachers shout to stay seated, and your ears fill with the sound of shuffling feet, phones pulled out, heads swiveling. The doors to the auditorium slam shut. Locked. That's when the rumors flood in like wildfire. Is it a drill? No, this isn't a drill. Someone said there's a fight. No, someone brought something, like a weapon. You feel your chest tighten. You don't move, but your brain races. You look around, at the teachers huddled near the stage, whispering, at the nervous kids grabbing their friends' hands, at the quiet kid in the row ahead of you who's starting to hyperventilate. The intercom clicks on, dead silence, then off again. No instructions, no explanations. Panic simmers. You check your phone. Nothing new. Just buzzing messages, guesses, parents already texting, and then, like a glitch in a movie script, Mr. Calloway appears. Not on stage, not with a badge or a megaphone. He slips in through a side door no one noticed before. His gray jumpsuit is dusty. His cap is slightly crooked, and he's holding a flashlight. Not the blinding, tactical kind. Just a simple, old-school yellow flashlight, flickering at the edges like it's unsure if it wants to be helpful today. You don't even realize you're watching him until he moves again, slipping along the wall, ducking under the bleachers, disappearing behind the stage curtains. What is he doing? One of the teachers barks something about staying calm. A kid cries. You hear someone shout, "We're locked in! Why aren't they telling us anything?" Mr. Calloway reappears from the other side of the room, holding a walkie-talkie. The crowd doesn't see him, but you do. He's moving like someone who's been here before, not just in this building, in this kind of moment. He raises the walkie to his mouth, listens, nods once, then moves again, faster now, toward a door hidden behind a curtain near the stage. He pushes it open and disappears. You can't help it. You follow. Not dramatically, not movie following. Just a few quiet steps, then a pause, then a few more. You don't know why. Maybe it's instinct. Maybe it's curiosity. Maybe it's that low thrum in your gut that says, he knows something we don't. You find him in a narrow hallway behind the stage. He's talking softly into the walkie. You catch fragments. Mechanical room. Yes, I checked the basement wiring. It's not the alarm. Someone triggered it from inside. Wait, inside? You lean closer. He sees you, doesn't flinch. "Thought I told you kids to stay seated," he murmurs, not unkindly. "Sorry," you say, heart hammering. "I saw you moving and—" He studies you, then sighs. "You're the quiet one," he says. You blink. "What?" "I've seen you," he shrugs. "You pay attention. Not many do." He turns back to the walkie, listens, then snaps it off. "There's no fire," he says. "No weapon. It's a systems glitch, and someone made it worse." You frown. Like sabotage? He doesn't answer directly, but he moves toward a utility panel, pops it open with a key that looks older than the school itself. Inside is a maze of wires. He studies it, frowns, then says, "See that?" You don't, until he points. A small, blinking device, wedged where it shouldn't be, not part of the original system. "You know what that is?" he asks. You shake your head. "Neither do I," he mutters, "but it doesn't belong." He pulls out a small pouch from his belt, like a toolkit, but not the kind from a hardware store. This one has labels, strange ones. Disruptor, signal catch, decoy. He picks one, presses it against the blinking thing, and whispers, "Time to stop lying." The blinking dies. The hallway lights flicker back to normal. In the auditorium, you hear the intercom click, And this time, it stays on. A voice, calm, unfamiliar, says, "Thank you for your patience. The situation has been resolved. We will resume the assembly shortly." You stare at Mr. Calloway. "What just happened?" He shrugs again. "Sometimes schools forget. The most important part of safety isn't panic. It's presence. You don't understand fully, but something clicks. He knew. He always knew. The janitor everyone overlooked just solved a potential crisis. And when you walk back to your seat, you feel different. Like someone who's just seen a magician reveal the trick, but instead of spoiling it, it made the magic stronger. The next day, you post about it, a simple caption, "Our janitor is basically Batman." It goes viral. Naturally. The comments range from "cap you wears" to "plot twist of the year" to your favorite. Imagine being saved by someone you didn't even say hi to. And just like that, the myth of Mr. Calloway begins to spread, not loudly, not glamorously, but like a whisper that grows, a quiet truth in a world that too often shouts. Authors still debate whether everyday heroes are born or made, whether humility masks greatness or simply reveals it over time. You don't know, but you now believe the people closest to the ground are often the ones who carry the whole building. And sometimes, the janitor saves the day, not because he wants attention, but because someone had to. You think that'll be the end of it. A wild day. A good story. A viral post that your classmates laugh about and your mom brings up at dinner like she knows Mr. Calloway personally. But you're wrong. Because the thing about quiet heroes is they don't go back to being invisible once you've seen them. After that day, something shifts. Kids start saying hi to Mr. Calloway in the halls. Someone makes a meme of him holding a mop like a sword, the Knight of Hall B. It trends for a few hours before disappearing into the noise, but still, a dent has been made in the way people look at him, and he notices. He doesn't say anything, obviously, just gives a small nod here and there, but you catch him smiling more. And one morning, he hands you a folded paper towel with something sketched on it. A blueprint. You don't understand what it's for yet, but he winks, says, "Think of it as a puzzle. You like puzzles, don't you?" You do, but this one's strange. A network of lines, notes scribbled in shorthand, corners marked "Do not open yet." You keep it in your backpack. Weeks pass. The school returns to its rhythm, like it always does, but now you notice the gears behind it, the layers of order holding everything up. You start volunteering with the AV club, start noticing wiring, speaker systems, odd glitches you once thought were just school being school. One day, there's another incident. Not a big one. Just a strange series of tech failures during a parent-teacher night. The microphone system dies, lights flicker, a few doors lock and won't open. The school blames a power surge, but you recognize the pattern. The blueprint clicks into place, and you find him, Mr. Calloway, already crouched near the main breaker, tools out, forehead furrowed. You help, just like that. No words, just action, a rhythm. And after the mess clears, he hands you a small badge. Not official, just a laminated card that reads, "Assistant Systems Whisperer." You laugh, but keep it in your wallet, because now you're in it. You learn more from him in a semester than you do from half your classes. He teaches you how to override a jammed alarm system, how to read the electrical moods of old buildings, how sometimes problems don't announce themselves. They hum in the background until someone listens closely enough. He calls it building empathy. "Every space has a story," he says one day while tightening a bolt on a locker hinge. You just have to be quiet enough to hear it. You nod. It makes more sense than half the textbooks you've read. Then, one day, he doesn't show up. No morning sweeping, no quiet hum of his cart. People notice now. That's the difference. Someone says he's in the hospital. Minor surgery, nothing scary. But still, you feel the gap like a loose thread in your chest. You send him a card. Inside, you draw your own blueprint. One of the school, But instead of wires and ducts, you label it with feelings. Here's where I learned courage, you write near the auditorium. This stairwell taught me patience. The janitor's closet is full of secrets and kindness. When he comes back, a little slower but smiling, he doesn't say much. He just pats your shoulder and says, "You got it." That's when you realize something deeper. This wasn't just about circuits or crises or saving a locked auditorium. It was about waiting, about listening, about looking closer before judging. You decide to write your college essay about him. Admissions officers love a good twist, but you don't write it for them. You write it because it feels like the story that matters. It ends with this line: "Mr. Calloway taught me to listen to the silence beneath the noise, and in doing so, helped me find my voice." It gets shared. Teachers pass it around. Your principal prints it and puts it on the staff room wall. One staff member cries, not saying who, but it rhymes with "Schmistery teacher." A TikTok montage surfaces, kids talking about overlooked staff who changed their lives. The tag, Seegson Calloway effect. It trends, not globally, but enough. Your school holds a surprise assembly in his honor. He tries to decline, fails. They give him a plaque. He holds it like it's made of glass, says just one sentence into the mic: "Thank you for seeing me." The auditorium erupts, and for once no one's pretending to care. You graduate a year later. He's there, mop in one hand, camcorder in the other. He waves. You wave back. You don't know where you're going yet, but you know how you'll get there. By noticing, by listening, by waiting. Because that's the real secret. The people who solve the biggest problems aren't always the loudest. They're the ones who watch, wait, and act when no one else will. And they leave behind more than clean floors. They leave behind courage, patience, a new blueprint, not for buildings, for people. And now, gently, let everything slow. The day softens like a closing book. The noise of the world fades. Your shoulders can ease. There's no test tomorrow, no crisis to fix, no message to check. Just breath, just warmth. And maybe, if you close your eyes and listen closely, you'll hear the quiet hum of someone sweeping, steady, dependable, like a heartbeat holding everything together. You are safe. You are seen. You are part of the story now, too. Because waiting before you judge, that's where all the best stories begin. And now that you've seen how quiet observation, humility, and steady patience turned fear into safety and strangers into heroes, take a moment to let that feeling settle in your heart. If this story made you smile, think or feel deeply. Let it remind you that connection doesn't need spotlight. It needs attention. Like this video if it shifted your perspective. Share how it made you feel in the comments. Who do you overlook in your own life? Subscribe for more stories that reveal the extraordinary hidden inside the ordinary. Because sometimes, the real hero isn't loud or flashy. They're the ones who watch, listen, and act when everyone else just stares.